Herb Palmer Jr., author of The Lobster and the Chicken, and this is going to be part 4 of the Lobster book reading, The Lobster and the Chicken. So it's going to contain Chapter 8, which is I Wanted a Prince, Chapter 9, which is Tell Me a Secret, and Chapter 10, which is Dark Places. So, Chapter 8. Chapter 8 is I Wanted a Prince. The chicken was feeling the heat of the day. Out of the corner of her eye, she saw something green. Freddy the friendly frog was in mid-leap and landed right in front of her. There's Freddy the friendly frog. The chicken shrieked, "You scared me. Didn't your mother ever tell you not to sneak up on folks?" "I never knew my mother. She was not around when I grew up," replied Freddy. "So where are you going?" "Let's go out to lunch or dinner or breakfast even," said Freddy. "How about a movie or maybe a nice picnic basket?" he asked. The chicken didn't know exactly where she was or even where she was going. "I have a long journey in front of me," commented the chicken. What would she want with a frog? He is certainly no shining prince on a white horse. But then not every chicken gets a prince, does she? "Freddy, let's be friends," the chicken replied. "You seem like a nice frog, but I have things to do." The chicken, who really never understood love, real unconditional love, did not know that even frogs can turn into princes. Not everything is what it appears to be. When we love ourselves on all levels, we get to live our dream life. Chicken would someday learn, if you want a prince, then you have to love yourself enough to be a princess. Freddy, not giving up, said, "Let's hang out. Let's be friends." The frog continued to follow the chicken down the road. "Want to go hang gliding?" "Let's be friends," said Freddy. Freddy continued. "I've had a tough week. My pond is all dried up. There's no flies on my shelves. And the Doppler radar said there's no rain in the forecast. So I'm up for a road trip. Let's be friends." The chicken replied, "Nothing against you, Freddy. Is that your name? I've been through this before, and I only have time for me now. Someday, but not today." Not giving up, Freddy said, "I know. How about roller skating? Let's be friends." And so went the conversation, with the frog hopping from side to side, following the chicken down the path. Every now and then he landed on her and she knocked him off with a good stiff elbow and said, "I said no, remember?" They say if you meet a frog in your life, it's time to relax, clear off the mud or negative energy, and sing the rain song. The rain song are the tears of the sky, and they clear whatever they touch. Maybe you just need a good cry to regroup. The chicken thought and said, my intuition is telling me to sing the rain song. Do you know it?" Freddy replied, "Any frog worth his weight in green knows the rain song. Ribbit, ribbit, ribbit." The chicken replied, "Ribbit?" "That's it, with feeling this time," encouraged Freddy. "Ribbit, ribbit, ribbit, ribbit," sang the chicken. Freddy said, "Can you feel it? I feel the rain." Just then, the sky grew dark, and the sound of thunder cracked through the valley. The rain started, and the frog was in his glory. He hopped from puddle to puddle, rolling and playing in the mud. The chicken sat under a weeping willow tree and started to cry. This time, she didn't know the reason. Why didn't anyone love her? Instantly, the voice inside her head replied, because she didn't really love herself. There was always a sly fox or a stray dog there that wanted to use and abuse her. They all said they loved her, but their actions were always different than their words. Real love is unconditional. Real love is a partnership. You can never find something that you don't already have within yourself. Her tears melted with the tears of the rain and the stored up emotions, and finally she realized tears and emotions have to be brought to the surface for balance. When you hold something in and hold it in, finally it has to come out. It's usually not pretty. It's like carrying around an overflowing dumpster from the past. Every argument, the dumpster from the past always gets hauled out. When true communication occurs, the garbage is left in the landfill. That's right. You did this and that and this and oh yes that. See here, it's right in my dumpster. If you want peace and harmony and communication, lose the dumpster. Remember, we learned that in the valley of communication. She remembered the lobster, had said something about rainbows or crystal caves, lobsters, frogs, shamans. Whatever happened to her shining prince on the white horse from her chicken hood? Chapter 9, Tell Me a Secret. The chicken and the frog walked by a small strip mall with a pizzeria and a fortune teller. Madame Perfect's purple neon sign flashed in and off as they approached. The frog pushed the bell on the counter. A sleek gray cat with a yellow turban and a red ruby parted the curtains. The frog sat patiently while the chicken went into the reading room. There's the picture of the chicken getting ready for her psychic reading. Again, you can color it in when you get the book and you get some crayons. Madam Perfect asked, "What can I do for you, my dear? What's going to happen to me? I want to know my future," said the chicken. Madam Perfect sat looking into the large crystal ball. "Normally clients want money or relationship questions answered. When will my boyfriend do this? Or when will I win the lottery? You, my dear, seem different. You are a seeker. You want to know the future. What happened in your past?" The chicken commented. "What does that matter? And I can't remember anyway." "You're creating your future from your past. Until you are at peace with your past, your future will not be as you wish," said Madam Perfect. The friendly frog, who was listening by the curtain, said, "What does that mean?" "I don't know," said the chicken as she huffed and puffed, losing some feathers. "I want answers, not riddles. I guess we have to keep looking," said the frog. The chicken quickly looked up. "What do you mean, we?" Down the road they went again. A taxi was left and installed on the roof for Madam Perfect. They tied it with Christmas lights so everyone could see. The chicken didn't think Madam Perfect deserved the gift. She did feel lighter with more baggage gone. Lost in her thoughts, she heard at the now familiar "Let's be friends." And with a smile, she told him to get over himself. 3 taxis followed them. Chapter 10, Dark Places. The lobster's 2 taxis followed him. He was thinking about his time on the road. He missed the chicken a little. That's funny, Chicken Little. But that's another story. He definitely felt lighter without his armor. He was a long way from his castle, and it was easier to keep moving forward than to turn back. The lobster sat down on a log to rest. Smoke began rising from the log he was sitting on. Out of the smoke slithered a brown, tan, and yellow snake. "Here, smoke some of this," said Smokey the Snake. "You'll feel better, forgetting your troubles." The lobster took a long puff. He never inhaled. He coughed and coughed and coughed. After the smoke cleared from his head, he didn't feel any better. He told Smokey the Snake to go back under his log. What the snake said was a lie. The lobster didn't feel anything. Here's a picture of Smokey the Snake and the lobster. The lobster finally understood. If he couldn't feel, he was not really alive. This snake was dangerous and would tell everyone he knew to avoid the low and dark places in the land where the snakes lived. Stay in the light, avoid the darkness, and someday the snakes will just go back to their planet. In every other part of the journey, a gift of taxis was left in gratitude. Avoiding the snake and not doing what he said was the lesson. The right thing to do was leave a gift. He dropped off a taxi, first at the body shop. They painted the yellow taxi black and white. The lobster put red flashing lights and sent Flat Top over, who had just graduated from the police academy. There was a small pond close to where Smokey the Snake had worked. Because there was a school of fish there, Smokey would do extra time in prison for doing business at a school. Where do I get this stuff? So that's the 3 chapters. We're going to take a break, change my shirt, possibly have a cup of coffee. And remember, if you like the content, certainly get the new book since it's out. And please subscribe and hit the like button, and you'll get all of the new information and updates. Herb Palmer Jr., Lobster Lab Media. See you soon.